Decades after she disappeared, Natalee Holloway's mother reveals what we all suspected. When Natalee Holloway went without a trace to Aruba, her family was left to wait in agony for word. Then Beth, Natalee's mother, decided to take things into her own hands. She scoured the area for any hints that might lead her to her daughter's whereabouts, and her hard quest revealed a heartbreaking reality. Beth revealed she knew what happened to Natalee. It was up to the cops to prove it. I can't imagine how Beth felt when she discovered Natalee was gone. Her daughter was the mother's second child with her then-husband Dave. Following the couple's divorce, Natalee and her younger brother Matthew relocated with their mother from Tennessee to Mountain Brook, a prosperous community near Birmingham, Alabama. It was almost 1,000 kilometers from where Natalee was last seen. Natalee wasn't the kind to vanish at the drop of a hat either. She'd been a standout student, a member of the National Honor Society, and a member of the dance team. She too was on her way to the University of Alabama after receiving a scholarship. Natalee had a bright future ahead of her, and there was no reason for her to abandon her family forever. However, before attending college, Natalee and her classmates arranged a lavish graduation party. So, in May 2005, 125 Mountain Brook High School graduates took a brief vacation to Aruba. Natalee was just 18 at the time, but there were 7 chaperones to keep an eye on her and the other youngsters. And according to Natalee's mother, the daughter was not a party girl. Beth stated in a 2006 interview with Vanity Fair that the kid was driven and well-mannered, not normally one for lovers or boisterous behavior. That means she was concerned about sending Natalee on her hedonistic vacation to Aruba. Natalee was very smart but naive, Beth subsequently told the magazine. However, the Aruba holiday was seen as a rite of passage for school graduates. George, the teen stepbrother, had made the same journey years ago. Finally, the mother of 2 granted her daughter permission to depart. Beth remembers her last moments with Natalee in a 2019 interview with ABC's 2020. "I helped her get her bag out of the car and just kissed her goodbye and said, 'I love you, have a great time,'" Beth said. Then she entered the door, which closed. "I never believed that would be the final time." Meanwhile, the high school graduates were reveling in the island's well-known party culture. "We're talking about embracing. I don't want to demonize them," Police Commissioner Gerald Dompig subsequently told Vanity Fair, but the group went very far. Too far in terms of having a good time. Dompig, who oversaw the inquiry into Natalee's disappearance until 2006, stated that the students engaged in wild partying, a lot of drinking, and lots of room switching every night. He went on to say, "We know the Holiday Inn told them they weren't welcome next year." While Beth said that partying was not in Natalee's nature, she's said to have partied as well. Dompig said in the Vanity Fair interview, "Natalee, we know, she drank all day, every day. We have statements indicating she began every morning with drinks, so much so that Natalee missed breakfast 2 times. Parents checked in with the adolescents every day, according to Mountain Brook High instructor Bob Plummer, who accompanied the grads to Aruba. Nonetheless, according to trip organizer Jody Bierman, the chaperones were not supposed to keep up with her every move. That meant the youngsters were mostly free to have fun. The last reported sighting of the adolescent was around 1:30 a.m. on May 30th. She was standing outside Carlos and Charlie's in Orangestead at the time. Later that day, she failed to appear for her return journey home. The graduates met in the hotel lobby that morning to prepare for their departure. When Natalee didn't show up, Behrman contacted Beth to inform her of the troubling situation. During that first night in Aruba, Beth learned that Natalee had been last seen in a vehicle with Dutch adolescent Jordan Vandersloot and his 2 pals Deepak and Satish Kolpe. Vandersloot, who was 17 at the time, was residing on the island and attended the International School of Aruba. And according to eyewitnesses, he seemed to be a quite harmless individual. Beth spoke with a Holiday Inn staffer about Vandersloot. According to the mom, the woman knew exactly who he was. He preys on young female tourists, she claimed. Natalee may have met Vandersloot and the Culpo brothers in a hotel casino the night she disappeared. The young American lady and Dutch youngster sit at a blackjack table on surveillance video. Later, CCTV video showed her leaving Carlos and Charlie's in a vehicle with the 3 males. Vandersloot may have had critical information about Natalee's location. Beth and 2 police officers visited him at home. The student denied knowing Natalee. Later, he acknowledged spending the night with the American youngster who disappeared. Vandersloot said he and the Kelpo brothers drove Natalee to Arashi Beach. She wanted to see the sharks. So the three left the American down at the Holiday Inn at 2 a.m. Vandersloot also claimed that Natalee stumbled as she exited the vehicle, but she wouldn't let him assist her. He then saw a black-shirted figure approach the youngster, Deepak, who was with the Dutch student when police questioned him at home. This supported his account that police discharged the two security guards without charges. They apprehended Vandersloot and both Kelpos. All three suspects altered their claims in person, and the brothers blamed their buddy. Vandersloot rewrote his story. Aruban authorities terminated the probe in 2007 without finding Natalee. Her family had no remnants or perpetrators. In 2008, Vandersloot said Natalee died the morning she vanished, and a friend may have disposed of her body. He said he sold the American youth as a sex slave. Later on, the Dutch student backed down on both stories. Beth pursued Vandersloot's guilt over her daughter's disappearance. She gave the Dutch student $25,000 afterwards. The money was Beth's first payment for revealing Natalee's remains. He departed the nation once Beth gave him the money. In an email to the mom's lawyer, John Q. Kelly, he said, "I did not tell you the truth, so the information you have is worthless. I apologize if you believe I made you seem foolish. I believe you're decent and a man of your word, and I'm not." 5 years later, Stephanie Flores Ramrez, a Lima lady, disappeared. Ramrez was caught on CCTV at the casino hours before she vanished. After the 2038 term, Vandersloot may be extradited to the U.S. for extortion. Beth's family continues to heal after Natalee's disappearance. Beth told 2020, "14 years later, Aruba has become a lot less significant to me. It's remarkable how these sites that drove our Natalee search are gone. Carlos and Charlie's is gone. I'm free."